David, do you think Crawford will fight you if he beats Canelo?
You can't take Crawford's skill away. You know, you have to give him credit for his skill. He's an amazing fighter. He's an amazing technician in the ring. And
Benavidez is like 6 foot something. You know what I mean? Then you gonna come in 190, 200 probably. You know what I mean? Like you never know. Like that's a big dude. Like you know what I mean?
And he's skilled, man.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I might as well go to heavyweight if I.
After defeating boxing's incumbent champion, Terence Crawford's team is already looking ahead to the next significant obstacle, which is David Benavidez. The same Benavidez that Canelo avoided for years has emerged as the likely next target on Crawford's way forward.
things like 64.
David, do you think Crawford will fight you if he beats Canelo?
Nah, I wouldn't fight Crawford. I'm at 170.
Everyone knew Crawford wasn't seeking Canelo for a paycheck. This was all about legacy, grandeur, and carving his name into boxing history. And now, as that legacy takes shape, Team Crawford is turning its focus to the 168-pound division's nightmare, the Mexican Monster.
I want to see Bud fight in this era that you think, you know what, that'd be a great fight.
Well, I would say Benavidez, but he's too, that weight class is too high for him. So, where he's at now is great.
If this fight becomes a reality, it will have to be at super middleweight, right in Benavidez's backyard. But here's the startling part. Crawford has already demonstrated at 168 that he is not simply hanging on or testing the waters. He's working comfortably, confidently, and at a level that says he belongs there.
Out here, Kamaru, Terence Crawford versus the Mexican monster, David Benavidez.
I knew it was coming.
He was the mandatory for Canelo.
Oh
Canelo.
My God. Relax.
What's up? The scariest guy in the division.
He's not in the division.
He said he could still make 168 pounds. Dude. The reason why he wasn't.
Bud moved like pure electricity against Canelo, with blazing speed, acute angles, and perfect timing, making Canelo miss air the entire night. Now image that same quickness and excellent ring intellect being tested against a naturally larger, non-stop force like Benavidez. That is the type of contest that not only headlines a bout card, but also sends shockwaves throughout the boxing world.
Crawford and Benavidez.
He said he wanted that Benavidez to make 168 with the thinking in mind.
And he was like, nah, we don't want to do that. We
yeah,
something else, but
I just think Benavidez, he's like, what, 6'5", 6 something like that? He's a
Turki Al-Sheikh is definitely relishing the fallout from Crawford's historic victory, and he's now adding gasoline to the flames online. He approached X with a bold question, asking if David Benavidez could still comfortably make the 168 pounds restriction. The post did not seem random at all. It came across as a not-so-subtle hint that a Crawford-Benavidez fight could already be in the works.
Posted on social media asking if David Benavidez is still capable of making it down to 168. Now, we're not sure if this little tease that Turki made was targeted as a hint for a future fight between Crawford and Benavidez, or Canelo versus
But here's the twist. Benavidez does not appear to be looking forward to facing Crawford right now. Sounds familiar? We witnessed the exact same thing with Canelo. At first, he dismissed the prospect of facing Bud entirely. Then a major $150 million offer arrived, and it became the biggest fight of his whole career. That is the impact of Turki Al-Sheikh. When numbers like that arrive on the table, hesitation vanishes quickly. Legacy speeches sound wonderful, but nine-figure salaries have a tendency to change, not interested, into where do I sign real quick?
When we think about anybody at 168 outside of Canelo, the first name that comes to anybody's mind is David Benavidez. What about the potential for a fight like that?
Oh, like I said, man, that's a big dude. You know what I mean? He ain't even at 168. You know, when you look
right not now, that 175, yeah.
He probably can't even make 168. No.
All right, this is when things go insane. After all of the talk about Turki throwing money into the mix, Crawford finally opened up about his true feelings on Benavidez. You can hear it between the lines. There is definitely respect there. But Bud also emphasizes that this guy is huge. He practically jokes about it, claiming that if he gets into the ring with Benavidez, he might as well start calling out heavyweights. It was half humor, half truth, and it demonstrated how massive that challenge would actually be.
When you look at these fights, especially coming up, you gotta be realistic. You gotta, you know, say, all right, you know, how big is this dude really is? Because David Benavidez, he can fight his ass off. You know, me personally, I believe in my skills and
And he's not exaggerating. Benavidez enters the ring looking like he could easily pass for a cruiserweight. But here is the actual twist. Crawford still sees advantages. He believes his speed, timing, and general skill set give him a significant advantage. That is classic Bud confidence. He'll appreciate your size and respect your danger before calmly explaining why he can still outthink and outwork you. That is precisely why fans connect with him. He is not avoiding smoke. He isn't trash-talking carelessly. He is evaluating the threat like a chessboard, move by move.
He should have maybe fought Benavidez instead. Maybe that would have been a better fight for him.
Who?
Benavidez.
Oh no, Benavidez would destroy him. Not even close. Just like Benavidez would destroy.
He is unconcerned with the size of his opponent. Crawford talks as if he controls the entire board. And honestly, that's what makes it so amusing. He stares at Benavidez like a walking skyscraper and continues to throw jokes like, "Which floor am I ending this on?" Only Bud can make the prospect of facing a modern-day Goliath sound like signing in for a regular shift. But just as everyone was riding the wave of enthusiasm from Crawford describing Benavidez as a giant in disguise, Robert Garcia stepped in with a chilly splash of reality. Like the man at the cookout who looks at your plate and says, "Yeah, that might be too much."
No, there's no chance. There's no chance. Benavidez is too big, too strong, too fast for these guys. Benavidez would beat these two guys.
I will not even lie. When Garcia said Benavidez will go past Canelo and Crawford, I nearly choked on my drink. Like, relax, coach. Let us enjoy the illusion for a time. But at the same time, I understand where he is coming from. Garcia is not here to sell dreams. He speaks bluntly. What he's saying is that, while Crawford is a once-in-a-generation fighter, Benavidez is made differently. And, to be honest, that's the type of matchup in which Bud's sheer stature and raw power could ultimately make him appear mortal. Garcia's take, however, was out of the ordinary. The timing is unmistakably amusing.
And like I said, Crawford is one of my favorites of all times now because of what he just accomplished, what he just did. But Benavidez is too big for him, too fast, too strong. I wouldn't even want to see it. Canelo, Benavidez beats him.
The man didn't even miss a beat. Simply turn it off just like a father would turn off the Wi-Fi after a long game session. But here's my perspective. Yeah, Benavidez is a total beast. No question. Nonetheless, every time someone deems Crawford too little or too weak, he flips the script and transforms established legends into what appear to be warm-up exercises. So, would I spend money to watch that fight? Absolutely. Without hesitation, every pay-per-view dollar is spent.
Canelo was like, he's better than Mayweather. So, maybe it was just different because Crawford's arms are so long. His arms are really long, so it's kind of hard to hit him. But no, he did everything, man. He's
Man, Robert Garcia had us grasping our plates at the cookout with his reality check. And just when you thought things couldn't get any spicier, Sugar Shane Mosley throws the hottest take of the year. The dude says Crawford may be better than Mayweather. I genuinely had to pause the video and get some water because statements like those make boxing fans want to smash couches through walls. The weirdest aspect is that he said it without hesitation. Then he broke it down perfectly. Yes, Mayweather is a master technically, but Crawford has those long arms, that old school grind, and the willingness to fight any place in the ring.
Think he should retire?
Yeah, I mean, Canelo is more so into training, probably fighters and helping people. Like he already did what he needed to do. There's nothing really more he can do in this.
You can't argue too hard since Shane is making a valid argument. Consider the state of anarchy during the argument. Skip Biss is someplace sweating profusely, Max Kellerman delivering a 10-minute speech, and your uncle at the barbershop shrieking 490 with veins popping. This conversation will not conclude anytime soon. And that is precisely what makes it epic. And then Mosley casually dismisses Canelo's retirement talk as if it were just another Tuesday. Yeah, Canelo has done enough in the ring. Perhaps it is time to focus on fighter training. Or hey, maybe get into a Jake Paul fight for $100 million. Man, only in boxing can we go from heated GOAT debates to Canelo educating Jake Paul for a Netflix special. That is the wild part. You and I get to see history unfold right in front of our eyes. Crawford demonstrates that he is on a completely different level. Mayweather's reputation continues to throw a shadow, while icons such as Mosley deliver brutal truths with a chuckle. And let's be honest, if Canelo got into the ring with Jake Paul, the internet would crash faster than Ticketmaster during a Taylor Swift ticket sale. That's the kind of unpredictable pandemonium that boxing fans secretly like, whether they admit it or not.
Alvarez has been able to sell himself in such a way because of his personality, because of the nature of the relationship with the Mexican contingent, his relationship with the broadcasters, whereas Terence Crawford has travelled a little bit under the radar, always been seen. He doesn't have the biggest of personalities. So
And soon after Shane Mosley made that outrageous remark about Crawford perhaps topping Mayweather, Simon Jordan slid in with full-on accountant vibes, as if he personally calculated every contract down to the last nickel. And frankly, he has a point. Canelo strolled out of Vegas with such a large payout that he probably needed a forklift. $150 million. Meanwhile, Crawford, who literally created history, left with $50 million. Do not get it misconstrued. $1.50 million is still enough to purchase an island and disappear forever. But in comparison to Canelo's haul, it's as if Bud created the masterpiece and Canelo was hired only to place it on the wall. This is the reality of boxing. Talent earns respect, but superstar branding buys a palace.
I found controversial about it was the appalling scoring. I don't know how anyone, the AI scoring was just as bad because it came out of a draw, but the actual, this wasn't a close fight.
Well, the AI scoring, you're right.
It is a draw.
The AI is meant to be the ultimate judge.
Yeah.
114, 114.
No, the other judges scored it 115, 115.
And I have to say that I felt Simon's fury loud and clear when he criticized the outrageous scoring and even mocked Max Kellerman for asking about retiring just after Crawford's career-defining triumph. Seriously, the guy just established his legacy, and your first inquiry is, so, what's next? That's like asking Usain Bolt if he's finished sprinting just after breaking a world record. We need to live in the now. Crawford just delivered a triumph that will ripple throughout the sport. Instead than rejoicing, they're rushing him off the stage. Honestly, Simon had a point. Forget about paychecks. Forget about dodgy scorecards. This is one of those evenings when boxing fans should just sit back and admire the magnificence.
Alvarez has been able to sell himself in such a way because of his personality, because of the nature of the relationship with the Mexican contingent, his relationship with the broadcasters, whereas Terence Crawford has travelled a little bit under the radar, always been seen. He doesn't have the biggest of personalities. So
All right, let's wrap this up. Crawford has just turned the boxing world upside down, and everyone is talking about what comes next. Is Benavidez involved in another legendary clash? Or will Bud simply sit on his throne while the rest try to catch up? In any case, this is an exciting time. We are watching a warrior rewrite the playbook in real time. The debates are just getting started. Crawford versus Benavidez. Crawford compared to Mayweather. Canelo's upcoming move. Boxing currently has more storylines than a whole Netflix schedule. That is where you come in. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Crawford can handle the Mexican monster? Or is Robert Garcia correct, and size is finally becoming an issue? Let's get this conversation started. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing HQ. Trust me, the next episode will be much more exciting.